Lorenzo Codogno. He is the former director of the Treasury Department and at Italy's finance ministry. He's based in London. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on the News Hour. Clearly, there are concerns in other parts of Europe about the neo-fascist roots of this Brothers of Italy party. Are they extreme far right?
Well, there are clearly concerns, and that is understandable because the links, although very weak, have not been cut completely. But at the same time, it's probably not fair to call Brothers of Italy a fascist party. It is not. I think we have to judge on facts and policies. And so far, Giorgia Meloni has sent reassuring signals. She is trying to convince everybody that policies will be reasonable and reliable. So I think we will have to check and see how the situation evolves.
And what will her appointment mean, do you think, for Italy's relationship with the EU, specifically in relation to Ukraine? Because I know she is more pro-Ukraine, pro-Kyiv. However, her coalition partners certainly have history with Vladimir Putin.
Yes, you're right. I mean, the other partners in the coalition had in the past some links with Putin, although today they are united in condemning the invasion of Ukraine, and certainly they are all siding with the US and with the NATO alliance in contrasting the invasion of Ukraine. So I think there won't be any significant change in terms of Italy's positioning in the global alliances. However, as you mentioned, in Europe, the situation might be a little bit more tricky because on the one hand, Brothers of Italy is in the same political group at the European Parliament as Law and Justice in Poland. And Salvini is in the same political group of Fidesz in Hungary, so Orban's political party. So they are, say, at the fringe of the European party systems. So Italy, I think, will struggle to be in the main driving seat of European policies given this kind of positioning.
Well, the EU will certainly want Italy to continue to support their response to Russia's aggression. And is it fair to say that the EU has some leverage over Italy right now? Economically, of course, Italy very much needs that assistance. I know that Ursula von der Leyen, the EU president, said that the EU have the tools to respond or contend with Italy if things go in a difficult manner. So in that sense, is Italy over a barrel? Does it need Europe?
I think Italy definitely needs Europe, and it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Italy to use the funds of Next Generation EU. We are talking about more than 200 billion euro funds in the form of loans and grants that are expected to support Italian growth over time. Attached to that, there are a number of reforms. I see some issues on the reform side, possibly on the reform of competition, possibly on the reform of civic justice, but we will see. My perception is that Meloni and the new center-right coalition will try to align itself with the need presented by the Next Generation EU. The only change probably will be some demand at the margin to make sure that the program becomes their program. So they want to put the flag on it and basically convince everybody that this is a program of a new government, not Draghi's program. That's the only change I can see.
And finally, Lorenzo, in all the talk about her connections or her history with the neo-Nazi roots, the Mussolini praise, what seems to have been forgotten a little bit outside of Italy, perhaps, is that she is a trailblazer, isn't she? She's the first female prime minister of the country. What do you think that says to women in Italy right now?
Well, I think she is younger than most political leaders in Italy, and certainly a female leader, which is something new, so to speak. And the fact that she will likely become prime minister, I think, is an important step for Italy's, modernization, if you wish, because I think women in society still have a lot of ground to do in order to be to be fully in line with other parties in Europe.
Lorenzo, we thank you very much indeed for coming on the
Thank you
news
very
hour.
much.
Lorenzo Codogno there, correctly pointing out she isn't Prime Minister yet, but she's very likely to be soon. Thank you.